responsible renewable energy in today's day and time would actually mean to be going to the normal public of India and educating them firstly about what sustainable approaches are, and then making it mainstream in terms of the scale of what its usage would be like. For example, we do have solar parks, we have wind parks, but how much of the common public is actually aware of it is like a big question mark one would actually have to answer all over India. So I think when we actually reach the common public and also do it in smaller scales on various levels, I feel that is actually what is sustainable approach to me. As of now, I feel the major developments that are happening in the space of AgriPV or green hydrogen is something that's really exciting. I think in India, we are at the tip of energy transition. And I think the next 2 decades will see amazing developments that will be ongoing, especially in terms of RE, as well as the two fields I just mentioned. Yeah. For the solar part, I can definitely answer because my core focus is more on the solar, AgriPV and extended green hydrogen. I would say developers would play a very key role in terms of the drivers of the RE in the future. Having said that, particularly for AgriPV, I feel there will be an equal share that a lot of farmers and farming bodies will also be a very critical part in driving what Agrivoltaics solutions would probably look like. Co-benefit sharing. For example, I again come to Agrivoltaics, wherein you are saying it's dual usage of land because you are giving an extended advantage to the farmers to have a dual income through the dual usage of land. So here, if the developer-based model is kind of properly integrated into the system with proper policy incentive as well as awareness, I think there would be great co-benefiting that would happen for the farmer as well as the developer. But having said that, this has a longer process that needs to be processed, I think maybe for the next 2 years at least, particularly in terms of the policy intervention. So that's how I feel co-benefiting will exist, both in terms of the farmer bodies, for the farmer bodies as well as the developers. To be really honest, I think we lack a lot of scientific validation, which is predominant in the US or the West predominantly. Or if you see the major drivers like Europe or US or Australia, they have scientific validation as well as practical implementation going hand in hand. I think that is somewhere missing in India. Here we are still going on a lot of approximation basis, which is not very conducive for a long run. It might run, it might not run. The wonderful examples of approximation also that did extremely well, I don't deny that, but I feel a proper scientific validation is something we need and the systematic SOP that needs to be followed. Defining standard operating procedures for most of the implementations is very necessary. And I think if that's followed, I think we are on the right track. Good tariff rate to be that needs to be the first one, because what's the monetary benefit is something anybody would look at. So on a long run, say if you're doing a PPA for 25 years, and say if you're signing a PPA with like maybe 5 rupees now, you do not want 5 rupees at the end of 2050 as well. So you need to see an increase, at least on a 3-year basis or like maybe 5-year basis. And that increase also needs to be calculated in a very useful way for both the developers and the farmers. I think that's the core element, because most of the RE projects are also set up based on a lot of financial credit. So at the end of the day, it's how sooner you actually repay the financial credit that you've taken from, and then what is the benefit you're getting out of that, right? So I think if you are somewhere able to play with the finances, I think then it's a very successful people-centric model, I would say. And especially for AgriPV again, or agrivoltaics again, there you're again saying you're empowering the farmer. So if you are not able to do it like post 10 years, for 10 years, if the farmer is still paying his loan, he needs to reap the benefit for the next 15 years. So if you're not able to show that, then I personally feel it's not a people-centric model. Of course, awareness program. So you basically don't need an awareness program for the developers, because more or less they know the technical intricacies and how a plant is probably set up. But you do need a lot of awareness programs. You need standard operating procedures, like I mentioned. I think that's greatly missing in the last 5 years. So we have several pilots, and even with the green hydrogen space, there are upcoming pilots that could be coming up in the next 2-3 years maybe. But do we have standard operating procedures set in place? Do we have an SOP on how to gain a certain financial credit? Do we have operating procedures on probably how to just do the O&M of a system? How are we ensuring that the person operating the RE plant is both financially secure as well as physically secure? Is I think something that is needed in the years to come. If we are more tighter on the rules and regulations, I think we are going a wonderful way ahead for India.